Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Thought for Shabbat. Today, this Shabbat, we begin reading the book of Exodus, such a rich book of our Torah, talking about the life of Moses, about the Passover story, the Ten Commandments, Mount Sinai, when the people really become people. But the history of our people in the book of Exodus begins with forgetting history. That is, Joseph, who is a leader in Egypt and does these wonderful things for Egypt, working for the Pharaoh at the time of his life, saves Egypt from great famine and other calamities. And then the book of Exodus begins with the words, "There arose a Pharaoh who knew not Joseph," as if there's no memory of what took place just generations before. As I think about that, I have to tell you, I worry. I worry about the generations below me, not remembering or knowing or appreciating the close Jewish history to which they are affiliated. That is the greatest tragedy of the Jewish people in our thousands-year history, called the Holocaust, in which 1/3 of our people were brutally murdered, and the greatest miracle of modern Judaism in the last 2,000 years, the founding of the Jewish state, or I should say refounding of the Jewish state. For our claim is, of course, more than 3,000 years old to that land and to that space, and Jews have lived there contiguously from that time. In bits and pieces, of course, the exiles, but there were always Jews present in the land of Israel. And so, is there a generation or two below me who do not know the Holocaust or the founding of the state of Israel, the two seminal moments of our history? It's as if they don't exist in people's brains anymore, and their importance and their ideals. I won't go into a history lesson here, but suffice to say, growing up with Holocaust survivors, having grandparents and aunts and uncles who were survivors, it taught you something by osmosis, not simply by reading it in a book, but having that one-on-one connection has impact beyond words. So too, how we deal with Israel. You know, you've heard me say many times, I'm not a should rabbi. You should do this, you should do that. But my one should is every Jew once in their life should go to Israel, because I cannot explain Israel in mere words or in books. You have to experience Israel to really appreciate it as part of one's Jewish identity. The road ahead is tough. The road ahead is tough for the future of Israel and the Jewish people. And at the same time, the road behind us, that is the generations behind us, we have work to do there as well. We have to figure out how younger people ought to understand and contextualize Israel. Yes, there's an ideal Israel, there's a real Israel, and there's an Israel that is less than ideal. But that's true of every country in the world. America has these amazing ideals. There's a real America, which we struggle, and then there's the America that we're like, how can we live here? But none of us leave or claim for the destruction of America. So too, we ought not do that with Israel. Israel is a rich democracy in a region of the world where democracies do not exist. It is held to account in ways other nations in that region are not, because it is a democracy with a free press and with elections. It doesn't mean it's perfect, but its ideals are outstanding. And as Jews, we always strive to reach those ideals. How do we teach this concept, this idea that our own freedom as American Jews is partly based in the fact that Israel exists as a Jewish nation? Going to Israel is one way, but we all together need to figure out a way to teach our younger generations the centrality of Israel to all of our lives. For without Israel, I don't know that we would feel the kind of freedom that we all feel today as Jews, able to practice our faith as we so desire here in this country. This is a complicated issue, and I'm just thinking aloud with all of you, but I am worried about the generations below me who don't quite seem to understand or have the historical connection, yes, to the Holocaust, but even more so in this moment, to Israel. And I look forward to continuing the conversation with you to explore how we might teach and appreciate Israel. That's why Birthright, these free trips to Israel, has been so critical in helping establish the connection, the historical memory for the young Jew to the ancient homeland. We need to continue to think of these ideas and work hard to let people know its centrality in our life. Please join me tonight for family services at 6:30. We'll look forward to seeing you there. Shabbat shalom. Take care. Have a great day.